This might sound that kid Dre Baldwin, man. I swear to God, man, he need to be on the team, man. That nigga be ballin', man. I be ballin' too, I swear.
What you're looking at here is another drill series mixtape that I'm doing. And this drill series, as you can see, I'm going to be focusing on the in and out crossover combination move. So I'm going to be using that combination along with other moves in combinations. So that combo plus other combinations of moves, footworks, techniques for driving to the basket, also for shooting in this drill series. What I do in this drill series, if you don't know, is I take a series of drills that I do using similar moves. Sometimes I use just a hodgepodge of different combinations of different moves that aren't related. In this one particularly, they are related, using the in and out crossover. And I put them all together in sequence so you can kind of see how one move can play off of another, how you can use one move as a counter for another move and things like that. So that's basically what the drill series mixtapes are. As you can see, this is number 12, so you can check all of these in a playlist called Full Workouts on my channel. Also, I got a whole series of playlists broken down by certain techniques such as post moves, driving moves, shooting drills, ball handling, things like that. And also broken down by moves, behind the back dribbles, in and out moves, one hand under moves, jump stop moves. I have playlists that break down all of those into different things. So obviously some drills could be in more than one playlist based on what's going on in that playlist, based on what's going on in a particular move. If I do an in and out dribble and I shoot a jump shot, that could be in the moves for shooters playlist. That could also be in the in and out playlist. So just so you understand it when you're looking through the playlist, if you want to find anything, I got it all covered. Any questions, of course, you can leave those in the comments. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and like this video. I think that's it. Anything else needs to be covered as far as developing your game, as I said, is all on my channel. Go to my channel, hit that search little magnifying glass, type in anything you're looking for. I got it covered. You can't find it, you can leave a comment and I'll let you know where it's at. And also check out hoophandbook.com. Workouts, every area of the game, on the court and off the court. I got the mental game covered in the books that I've written that you can check out at dreallday.me. And I think that's it. Enjoy the drill series mixtape. Any questions, comments, opinions, you know where to leave them. Thumbs up. Work on your game. Dre all day. Drill, I'm getting off the jump shot. In and out, crossover, pound dribble, the purpose of putting in the dribbles in this move is to get the defense to back up. Get the defender to back up, to respect your ball handling ability, respect your quickness, your ability to get to the rim. You got to have the ability to get to the rim to force the defense to back up when you do these dribbles. You got to make sure you keep your dribbles low, tight to your body, and of course you got to keep control of the ball. You got to be able to hit this shot to make the move effective. This is the move that we just saw, part 2, coming from starting with the ball my left hand, so I end with the ball my right hand. Any jump shot move that you can do starting with the ball in your right hand and finishing, you got to be able to do the same move if you start the ball in your left hand. So whatever way you can do it one way, you got to be able to do it the other way. Just be able to flip it left hand, right hand, still be able to hit your jump shot even though I'm not shooting with my left hand. Got to be able to do the move going with the opposite hands in every part of the move and finishing with your jump shot, left-handed, right-handed, whatever way you shoot. Now change of pace on the first move we did. Now crossover behind the back, the pound dribble, then a crossover, in and out crossover, pound dribble, then behind the back for the jump shot. So as we watch this and rewind, as I come across at the in and out cross, the pound dribble, and the defense may get on that once you've shown the pound dribble, or even if you haven't shown it yet. That behind the back is a flat behind the back, which means I keep my feet parallel to each other and parallel to the basket, parallel to the defense. So I'm going behind the back. There's a lot of space there. I'm creating extra space for myself just by doing the dribble alone. And from there, pull up for the jump shot. Of course, the more you got to be able to work on shooting off the dribble moves for shooting, because it's hard to get your shot straight off a dribble move, harder than it is to do off of a catch. So you got to practice it. You see it, I mess up sometimes on that. Sometimes I mess up with the shot, sometimes with the actual receiving of the ball. The more you practice it, the more smooth it'll be for you. This is a counter move option. So the move that I've done, in and out crossover, pound dribble, behind the back. You see I'm staying flat, keeping my feet parallel to create extra space for myself with the jump shot. Now we're going to do a counter move to that move. First of all, let's take a look at that in regular speed. Pound behind the back, pull up jump shot. Now counter move to that. I'm going to come in starting the same way. The crossover, pound behind the back, then a quick behind the back cross there. I start to lean over to my right, but I cross the ball back behind me, staying flat still, and shooting a jump shot off that dribble. So that's the counter, to add that extra behind the back crossover type dribble, but going behind myself in front instead of in front of my body for the jumper. Now I've done an in and out cross pound dribble for the shot. Now I'm going to do it for the drive. You see I give a little hesitation there, making sure I keep my hand on the side of the ball and on top of the ball. You don't want to get your hand under the ball. If you get your hand under the ball, could be called for a violation. So you want to make sure you don't let your palm turn up towards the ceiling, because that's when you get what may be called a palming violation or carry or travel, whatever they want to call it. So once I give that pound dribble a slight hesitation, just a short one, get my feet ready and explode to the basket. And starting on the left hand, in and out crossover, pound dribble, gather my feet, get towards the basket and finish. You can finish, of course, 1 foot off 2 feet with a floater, with a dunk, whatever way is necessary for you to finish in the situation that you're in the game. You're not always going to be able to do it the exact same way. Doesn't matter how athletic you are, how good of a finisher you are with any one type of shot. You're not always going to be able to get that one shot. You got to be able to finish in different ways, as you see I'm doing here. This move is in and out dribble, crossover, pound, and then I'm coming with a bigger crossover. So I did an in and out cross, which is that cross of the in and out cross is a quick cross. So I'm coming right off at in and out and crossing it over low and quick. And then I'm finishing with a bigger crossover, the quote unquote normal crossover that most people would think of when they think of a crossover. When you set it up and you get a big wide movement into it, you see I'm doing there that big sweeping motion going across, finishing at the rim. As a right-handed player, this time I'm starting in the left, and I'm going to finish the move on my left as I'm doing a right-to-left crossover, then coming up to the rim and finishing at the basket. Whatever way it is that you need to finish, want to practice finishing, you want to be able to finish in different ways, as in game situations, like I said, it's not always going to come the exact same way. So there's layups, there's floaters, there's dunks. If you can go left, you got to be able to go right, and you got to be able to finish both ways with equal consistency. On this move, what I'm doing is adding in. After the in and out cross pound, adding in a little in and out dribble. So I'm going to continue to put pressure on my defender, continue to back him up, quote unquote, with my in and out dribble, with my attack dribble. I'm attacking with the pound dribble, then I'm coming with another low, even faster and quicker in and out. You want to make that in and out just a little bit quicker than the pound dribble to put some pressure on the D, create a little bit more space, get a little bit closer to the basket so you can knock down your shot. This time starting with the ball in my left hand, in and out cross pound, and then you see I add a quick in and out at the end there to create more extra space to push that defense back. If you have the quickness that the defender or the defense respects for you to push them back, use that in and out dribble to push them back just a little bit more, create a little bit more space for you. Might even be able to make that into a short floater depending on your area on the floor. Once you get closer to the basket, and that's an easier shot theoretically for you to make. This time I approach the defense with an in and out crossover dribble, a pound dribble, then through the legs and behind the back for a pull-up jump shot. This is, as you can see, a lot of parts to this combination move. You got to be able to do each one of these dribbles smoothly without losing it at any part of the move in order to pull this off cleanly. In and out cross, pound, you see there's a small hesitation after that pound dribble. because of the moves that I've shown already. Then the through behind creates that extra space for me to go ahead and knock down that shot. The behind the back dribble creating some space, and the through behind is creating space if I can get the defense to move with that dribble. This time starting my move in the left hand, in and out cross, pound, small, short hesitation. I'm going through the legs and behind the back. The purpose of the extra that I'm adding with the through the legs behind the back is to, one, it can create space from the defensive side by pushing them back with the through legs behind the back. If your hesitation and your through the legs dribble is timed right and you're quick and precise with the dribbling. And number two, the behind the back dribble will create space for yourself if you're smooth and clean when getting it from your hand to your shot pocket to get your shot off. Shot pocket being the area that you can take the ball and go up for a shot smoothly, cleanly, and knocking it down effortlessly. Now counter move this time. First move is an in and out cross, pound, hesitation, through the legs behind the back, and pulling up for the jump shot. Again, you got to be smooth with all of those dribbles in order to pull this move off cleanly. You can't have any mistakes at any part of this move, and you got to be smooth and clean. Your timing has to be right to create the space you want to create. Now the counter move. I'm going to start with the in and out cross, pound, the through behind. Instead of pulling up, I'm going to go with the wide sweeping left to right crossover, one extra dribble, explode to the rim, and finish at the basket. So instead of pulling up for my jump shot off of the through behind dribble, which you have backed up the defense and they may be coming in to approach you, use that against them, cross them over, finish at the basket. This approach, in and out cross, pound dribble, the in and out. Now instead of going up for the jump shot, I'm stepping right into it, 2 steps into a left-handed layup here, since I'm coming into my left hand as a right-handed player. So watch it again in regular speed, in and out cross, in and out, 1, 2. So it's left foot first, right foot second, in and out cross, pound, in and out, and then you finish at the top. Let's take a look at that one more time. In and out cross, pound, in and out, 1, 2, finish with the layup. Missed the layup there, but again, that's why we practice. Sometimes you're going to miss shots that you should make. That's why you practice it enough that you don't miss them when it counts. Approach now starting with the left hand, in and out cross, pound, in and out. You see I'm putting a slight hesitation after my pound dribble before the in and out to change paces to break the moves up, because I don't want to use all those dribbles and do all that dribbling at the same pace, because then it's a waste. If you time the tempo right and put the proper space in between each move, you create the combo move. If you put them all in one, then it's just like you're doing a bunch of dribbling for no reason. Approach this time, ball right hand, in and out, crossover, pound dribble. Now I'm going to go through the legs and finish at the basket. One thing about the through the legs dribble is it protects the ball from a reaching defender. Because when I put the ball through my leg, my right leg here is going to be protecting the ball. So if a defender was to reach in, they would touch my leg before they would touch the ball. That's one of the advantages of using a through the legs dribble. Doesn't get you towards the basket as quickly, but is a quote-unquote safer move. Not necessarily, it depends on your ball handling skills and your physical abilities, but theoretically it's safer because it protects the ball from the reaching defender. In this play, I'll start with in and out cross, pound dribble, through the legs, and I'm going to use a jump stop here before I come into my finish with the left hand layup. Doesn't have to be a jump stop. You can step into a 1-2. You can finish with the right hand if you want to finish with a floater or a layup. As I always say, you had to be creative around the basket, because in live game situations, it's not always going to happen the exact same way. You got to be able to adjust depending on the situation on the floor. Approach with an in and out dribble crossover, pound, through the legs. I'm going to a little hesitation. It's like a signature move of mine to step in and pull up for that jump shot. So after I get that ball into my right hand, I'm going to take another little 1-2 steps, is what we call a gather, to get into the jump stop. So that kind of backs the D up, because it looks like I might be trying to drive again. I'm keeping my hand on the side of the ball, not under the ball, which still leaves open a possibility of dribbling again. I step into it, create a little bit of extra space and hit that jump shot. I did this move from my right side, now I'm going to do it from my left side. In and out, cross, pound dribble through the legs, keep my hand on the side of that ball so I leave the possibility of dribbling again, which is the only thing that keeps the defense honest here once I slow down my dribble and start to take this little 1-2 gather step into my jump shot. So through the legs, get the defense to back up, and you got to make them pay. It's a creative counter move I'm doing here. In and out, double in and out, pound dribble, one hand under, and a jump shot. So we're going to say it start with the in and out, going to a pound dribble, then a one hand under and a J, all in the same hand. So in and out, pound dribble, one hand under, jump shot. So you got to be quick and precise with one hand. In and out there, pound, one hand under, and a pull up jump shot. You got to be deft with your dribbling in each hand in order to pull this move off from both sides of the floor. This move is in and out cross, a pound dribble. I'm going to go through the legs and cross right back over the two-step crossover, going to a spin move and finish at the basket. So I'm incorporating the two-step cross and the spin move into this move. It's like I say with the combos, the more skills you have, the more creative you can be. In and out cross, see that hesitation, put the spin move in, finish at the basket. So in and out crossover, behind the back, then another behind the back. I'm keeping it quick this time, so it's not like a crossover behind the back as I did the big sweeping motion sometimes. This time it's too quick behind the back dribble. So once it comes behind the back, it's going right back over before the defense even has a chance to see what happened. And I'm getting right by him, getting to the rim, and finishing in whatever way is necessary. Approach, in and out, cross out of the left hand, behind the back, right back behind the back, getting to the outside of that defender, getting towards the basket, and finishing. One more time, take a look at that. When I'm doing this behind the back, that second dribble is kind of like a slap. I'm not really grabbing the ball that much with my left hand on the second dribble. See, I'm just pushing it right back to the side that it came from to complete the double behind the back move. One more time. See, I'm just pushing it over. I'm not taking any time to have it in that hand, not gathering it, just getting it over and finishing. From the wing this time, I'm using the one hand under dribble exclusively, getting to the basket with a quick little stutter step, exploding up at the rim, and finishing. So I'm just using the one hand under dribble here on the wing. The one hand under, I found the first time you use it against a defender, you'll always get them at the least to freeze because they're not used to seeing this move. So if you can master it, this could get you an easy look at least once per game against a new defender. This time on the left side, I'm going to use the one hand under on the baseline side with the left hand this time and get to the rim and finish. That one hand under, like I said, is a move that will freeze most defenders because they're not used to seeing somebody go that way. It's kind of like an in and out, but you're going under the leg at the same time. This will get you an open look if you can master the dribble. This is a combination move off of the catch. I'm going to give a quick shot fake, a pound dribble, behind the back, crossover, which is going to open me up for my jump shot. So I'm going to go pound behind the back. It's kind of at a rhythm pace. I'm not really going at my fastest speed with the pound behind the back. Let the defense feel like they've seen my move, and then the real move, which is the crossover right there, finishes them off. All you got to do is make the shot. Approaching from the left side of the floor this time, shot fake, pound dribble behind the back. Defense thinks they've seen what the move is, but the actual move hasn't come yet. That's the right to left crossover. You finish them with the right to left crossover, and then you finish the move. Don't waste the play by knocking down the shot. So a shot fake, pound behind, then you speed up for the crossover. Make sure you change pace between the pound behind dribble and the crossover. Got to change paces to get the defense shook up, and then you knock down the shot. This play I'm going to use my pivoting ability. So once I make this catch here on the wing, I'm going to pivot and spin, explode to the rim off one dribble, and finish at the basket. So let's take another look at that. Of course, the footwork is the most important thing here. Once I catch it, dropping that back foot, pivoting on the front foot, spin, and finish. You see how I'm taking that left foot, planting it, and pivoting on it. There, you see that spin right there on the toes, and then finish at the basket. And this time on the left wing, I'm going to catch that pass. I'm going to pivot on that inside foot, the foot that's closest to the baseline. I'm going to pivot on that foot, turn on it, twirl on it, kind of like a ballerina or a ballet dancer does. And turn on that foot, bring that other foot around, and then finish at the basket. It's important to be lower than the person guarding you and to drop your hips when you explode around to finish this move at the basket. You want to add a guaranteed 10 inches to your vertical, not a maybe 10 inches, a guaranteed 10 inches to your vertical. Go to dreallday.com/jump, get the jump manual. When you get it, I'm going to give you 5 free hoop handbooks or any free DVD. All you got to do is email me the receipt. dreallday.com/jump. Get your bounce up.
This is Darshawn Johnson from Jacksonville, Florida. Work on your game.